Okay, so we just got done doing a run, and we did this at about 7 miles, not sure if you can see that, at about a 8:22 minute per mile pace. Okay, so I just do this to kind of get the day started, get my week started good, and my body feeling good. So the point of this episode today is that I'm going to be going over what my intended career is post MBA, which is kind of lucrative, and it's what you call venture capital. Now, what is venture capital? Well, I'm going to break it down in layman's terms because I don't want to get too economic here because then I might lose you. So basically, that's the art of investing a lot of money or capital into what's called a startup, and that's a company that is in its birth or in inception, getting it off the ground and then expecting a return of in about a minimum of 5 years. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Now, you're probably asking, why would you do something like that? What is the point of that? Well, if you have a general curiosity for anything in this world, then you can find lucrative ways to fund that, which leads to a lot of fulfillment. So let me explain. So there's various types of technologies that kind of make this world run, right? You have Edtech, educational technology. You have fittech, fitness technology. You have sportstech, sports technology. One that's pretty popular here in Texas would be fintech, financial technology. But if you have a general curiosity and that's what you're passionate about, this could be a field for you because it's considered the sexy part of finance. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. You're probably already doing it already. So I'm a huge fan of human biometric technology. Helps me run, helps me monitor my health. So I wake up in the morning and I kind of analyze the market. So I'll just have some coffee and go on the news or Strictly VC or any of the financial journals that I'll tell you about later in this episode. And I'll look at the various players. So for the watches, you have like Garmin, Apple, all that other good stuff. And what you're doing, you're analyzing what's called market fragmentation. Who are the major players in this market? And then you see what makes them different, and then you probably buy it based on your opinions. Now, that's a very primitive part of market fragmentation in VC, but yeah, that's kind of getting to the nitty gritty of it. And then there's people out there that find startups at their very inception that can be like the next big deal, the next Apple, the next Garmin, the next Aura. And honestly, there's a lot of companies that you probably know that are venture backed, and that would be Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, all those other good stuff. So I'm not going to bog you down with too much of the financial definitions, but we're going to go meet with an investor today, and then I'm going to give you some notes at the end about how to get into this field because it seems very fun. So let's go home, let's have some breakfast. But look at this view. This is where you can find me in the morning. This is where I kick it at. Quick shameless plug because this helps support my channel, which helps support veterans. So we have some protein oatmeal. I'll show you the final product here in just a second. 30 grams of oats with 2 scoops of BPN chocolate peanut butter whey protein. Link is in the description. This is literally pretty simple. Berries, almond milk, and chia seeds, and we are healthy. And put it in my Everything is Bigger in Texas mug because everything's bigger in Texas, including your opportunities. Final product, just throw it in the microwave for about a minute and it comes out this nice creamy texture. All right, that's all you need to see there. Okay, what is going on YouTube? Kind of dressed up, kind of, sort of, but we are at Pokatok, and they're a fund that helps to fund innovation in the worlds of sports tech and fit tech, so it's right up my alley. And they have the ambition of having the largest esports fitness fit tech festival in America in 2023. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because there's funds for literally everything, and they're very lucrative. And if you live in a tech hub, well, yeah, more the merrier. But we're outside. I'm gonna go text the person I'm meeting up with today and see if I can film some of the inside. If not, we're gonna follow up at a coffee shop, and I'll let you know more about investing. Okay, so we're back at the crib, and yeah, that actually went really well. I learned a lot about the sports tech ecosystem in Houston, which is really not that big, but it's emerging. It's trying to rival Austin and Dallas at some point in time. But that's just me rambling off, but you learn a lot just getting your eyes on a different set of point of views and people's past experiences. So let's go on to the meat and potatoes of this video, right? This is based on my experiences, how to break into venture capital. One, you need to ask yourself, is this something that I'm genuinely interested in, no matter what field there is, because venture capital has all sorts of fields. Is this something that you wake up in the morning and you fascinate about, you research about? And that can be in any sector. Like, I do wake up in the morning and I'm on markets, CB Insights, and just looking at all the tech trends for things like health technology, fitness technology, consumer trends, so on and so forth. So if that's yes, then keep on going down the list. Now, this is one of the biggest concepts when you're trying to break into venture capital. And that is the concept of relationship building, because they said it's the sexy part of finance. So I'm not officially into a role yet, but I'm building my Rolodex of investors, startup founders, asking the right questions, following up with people weekly, and that will lead to other people referring you to other people. Because in the craft of venture capital, sometimes investors crowd together, startup founders crowd together. Everybody's just trying to find the next big deal, the next big Walmart, the next big Apple, or whatever you name it. And you would be surprised how close-knit that this community is. Next part's gonna be education, right? So the two books that I highly recommend in order to just kind of understand more, unless you've been working in the field already, is How to Break into VC by Bradley Miles and The Venture Deals. And these two books, one's gonna say how to break into the industry, what you need to know, and this is about everything intricate. Well, what is venture capital, everything else to the financials, how to source a deal, where to find deals, databases, you name it, and I'll link those in the description. So you just need to show people as you're connecting and networking that you have a general interest. You need to kind of know what you're talking about. You need to bring what's called actually, this will lead me to my next point. Try and craft a thesis or an opinion on a certain market that you're targeting, because they'll open more doors for you if people know that you have a stance in the market. Now, I'm not gonna share mine yet because I'm still working on it, but for example, mine's gonna be on the human biometric market and fitness technology. So I can take this and run with it and talk with an investor about it, and they'd be more inclined to open more networks for me, maybe a job role, or maybe connect me to other people. So yeah, guys, that's really all I have for this episode, and I'm not gonna divulge too much because a lot of what I learned were through books that I read, me just talking from investor to investor to investor and just getting to know more about the space. So let me know what you want to see more about this in the comments. As I get to know more, I'm just going to keep sharing it with you. So guys, thank you for tuning in.